John Page Williams has been going up and down the Chesapeake Bay for more than 50 years. Being a naturalist, he measures the salinity and the oxygen levels in the water to make sure that pollution is not killing marine life.
Why is clean water so important? We drink it, we wash in it, it feeds us seafood, it feeds our souls.
The Chesapeake Bay is the largest estuary in the United States, stretching from the state of Virginia to Maryland.
All right.
John's notebooks tell the story. A few decades ago, this ecosystem was dying. Pollution was coming from farms, nearby industries, and from wastewater. But thanks to federal funding and the Clean Water Act, the bay has been given a new lease of life.
There's been a lot of restoration done here to bring back that fish habitat. There are meadows, wet prairies of perennial grasses growing all in here. They are essential habitat for our blue crabs, for small fish.
But under President Donald Trump, clean water is under threat again. The administration wants to not only cut 90% of the budget for the bay's protection, it also wants to change the law that is meant to guarantee clean water in the first place. The current law means industries and cities need to seek permission to pollute rivers, a step that would no longer be necessary if the administration was to have its way. That distinct possibility is a major worry for environmental groups.
This administration decided to change the definition of which water is protected by the Clean Water Act and proposed to eliminate protections for about half of our wetlands and about maybe a fifth of stream miles. And those, small wetlands and streams are very important for water quality downstream. They filter pollution. And of course, those bodies of water are also where we get our drinking water generally.
Lynn Thorpe says the current administration is working for the big polluters and against the environment.
There are powerful special interests who would like not to have to deal with those regulations, either to limit or to stop their activities. And those can include everyone from oil and gas, wastewater disposal, to big developers, industrial agriculture, and others.
Soil pollution is one of the big risks. Add to that the fact that water is not always filtered thoroughly. The country's infrastructure is aging, and thousands of homes simply do not have access to clean water, as is the case for Barbara Maynard in Kentucky. Every week she travels 140 kilometers to get water in the neighboring state of West Virginia. Here she fills water canisters for her family of 5. That's just about enough for 1 week.
2 more.
It's an antiquated way of doing things, but she has no choice. Her tap water is not safe for consumption.
This is not just a local problem. This is a nationwide problem. Our nation's infrastructure is failing, and if they don't do something about it now, it's all going to collapse, and we're going to be a third world country right here in the United States, the greatest nation in the world, right?
Barbara has been making this return trip for 18 years now. She feels forgotten by the federal government.
It's beyond frustrating that, with all the modern technology and, how advanced we're supposed to be, and can't even supply our own people with clean drinking water.
The county's water treatment system is obsolete. It was initially built to supply 600 homes, where now there are 3,500.
This water is pumped from the Tug River, and then it goes into this, and it's pumped over the hill into our reservoir, which is our lake of our holding water to be treated to get to the people. This is the same system we've had since the 1950s.
In this part of Kentucky, 40% of the population lives beneath the poverty line, and the local government has no money. Increasing the price of running water to renovate the system is simply not an option. Barbara's daily life is conditioned by her water consumption. Every drop counts.
We totally cook and get our coffee and tea from bottled water from the spring. We do not use water from the sink. And even my refrigerator, has an ice maker, but we don't use that. We've got bag ice.
21 million Americans are in the same boat as Barbara. Most of them live in rural America, the part that Donald Trump had promised to look out for.
If I could say anything to Trump, I would say, come to my house and live like I do for 1 week. Pack your own water. Go without for days at a time. You know, worry about the health issues of your family.
The battle for clean water would appear to be a case of David versus Goliath, and the government seems to have the upper hand.